Joining us for the speaker session today is Mr. Rahul Vasu. We thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me.
We'd like to understand the strategic implications of a good loyalty program.
Okay. So, Ananya, today, fortunately, we are in a situation where we can look around and look at various loyalty programs and list out a long list of strategic implications that it has on the business as a whole, right? We have examples in the market where the loyalty program has outlived the brand. So there's a long list of strategic implications, but I want to focus on two major aspects that I always pitch in, right? And the two are data is number one, according to me. And number two is the brand affinity, right? Data now, I want to be a little specific. So let's look at an industry example, right? Let's look at brick and mortar retail, for example. Now, what is the kind of data? Now, data again has, 10 years ago, if you asked anybody, why do they want to do a loyalty program? Data was the answer, right? Just to obtain data. But that problem is long gone. I mean, there are various ways to get data. You don't necessarily have to have a loyalty program. But what happens through a loyalty program, right? Now, if you look at retail, right, what is the different kinds of data you get? So you get your transactional data, right? How many times, what is the ticket size, etc., etc. You get your demographics. Where is he from? Which pin code? What is the age bracket? Family, small family, right? You get buying behavior. So in retail, there is this term called monthly basket, right? And refill. So generally, we assume that people buy groceries twice. Once is a monthly basket, which is a larger basket, and then it's a refill, right? You get insight into what is in that basket. Okay, let me give you a fascinating example. You should if you get a chance, read about a simple article called rice. Do you know that every city buys a different kind of rice, variety of rice, quantity of rice with every purchase, right? The power that this data gives you. Basically, now today, if you look at retail, the data is driving the store format, right? And the product mix, and not the other way around, right? Earlier, it was I have opened a store and I expect people to come. Today, the data is driving what kind of product mix would work in my market, what kind of store format would work in a particular market, etc., right? You are creating cohorts of people, right? Specific cohorts of people. So you are having more targeted communication with these people, right? So now I know that a customer has this in his basket and this is what he continuously buys. So then I can start playing around with my models on him, right? I can create the next logical offer for him. I can create a lookalike cohort for him, right? So there are multiple ways to use this data if you use it correctly. And secondly, what is the kind of experience that you're giving the customer, right? So it's very important, primarily from a brand affinity point of view, right? That the kind of experience is what matters, right? The customer remembers the experience he has with you, right? For example, you go to a restaurant and you have a bad experience, right? No matter how good the loyalty program is, you're not going there back, right? Right? So it's the experience that you give to the customer when he is in your premise that creates affinity, and affinity results into loyalty, right? So suddenly you would see that kitne points mil rahe hain, what is the percentage of my spends am I getting back, what is the value of the point. Suddenly all this becomes secondary for the customer. The customer remembers that whenever I'm in this premise, I'm treated well, I'm recognized, they know what I need, and they drive me to achieve my goals. And that should be the driver of the loyalty program. And that is the power that a good thought out loyalty program brings to the table, right? So like I said, according to me, data and brand affinity are the two major things that I always sell as the major strategic implications for a loyalty.
What are those things or questions that businesses need to address when it comes to implementing a good loyalty program?
That's a very good question. So there are two basic things, and the third is after you answer the first two, right? The first question that any brand should ask itself is, what is the objective? What is the objective of this program, right? What is it that you want to do? What are the gaps that you want to fill? what is the outcome that you expect out of this program. I have seen smaller brands get into a loyalty program just because the competition has it. That's a very lazy or not thought through way of conducting a loyalty program, right? The number one is objective. You should have specific objectives to have a loyalty program, right? You should have clear cut defined outcomes from a loyalty program, right? Now, look at this. What is the primary function of a brand, right? Of any brand, right? It gives you it, it is to create an experience for your member, which is unique to your brand, right? Now, with the help of loyalty, right, you will be able to understand the customer better, right? The member is suddenly becoming delighted that the brand has made an effort to know me, to know my needs, and is enabling a tailor-made experience for me when I'm in the premises, right? That is the premise, that is the objective, that is a primary objective, right? So I always would suggest that you have your objectives rightly in place. If your objective is to get his spends, you will get his spends. I mean, if you're a good enough brand, right? But if you want to become, let's take it a notch higher, right? Let's say from somebody who's there to take his money, you suddenly become his partner, his consultant. You are telling him, I know what you need, this is how you should get it, and this is the experience I will give you while you are at it, right? So that is why having a strong objective is very important, right? The second, according to me, is the customer, right? And if you remember, Steve Jobs had once said something to the effect of, the customers don't care about your products and services. Okay, they don't care about you, right? They only care about themselves, their needs, and their goals, right? But they will care more if you understand their goals, their needs, and enable them to achieve it, right? And hence, your product and services then becomes part of their life, right? So for me, understanding the customer, what is it that you can give to your customer, right? The first step I always take while designing a loyalty program is list down the benefits that I can give, right? What are the list of regular benefits? What are the money can't buy experiences? What is it that he will associate with me? And how can I make sense when he is not even in the premise, right? So, which brings us saying, when you have an objective, your objective should be, I am interacting with the customer. I am part of the life of the customer, not only when he's in my premise, but outside my premise as well, which is your partnerships, your engagement with other brands and tie-ups. If you have a large organization with multiple businesses, you can easily create an ecosystem within your brand, right? Even if you do not have a multi-businesses kind of an ecosystem, you can have external partnerships. You can have a fuel partnership, you can have a grocery partnership, you can have a health partnership. So it goes all around, right? You create an ecosystem where the customer associates with your brand even when he's not on your premise, right? Third is cost and infrastructure, right? Now, when I say cost and infrastructure, it involves not only the cost of running the program, right? Not the points, not the finance. It also involves the benefits. What are the benefits that you extend, right? I have seen major programs, midway through the program, stop their campaigns because they are run out of the benefits that they wanted to offer, right? So infrastructure, when I say infrastructure, it's not only IT infrastructure, right? It's your tech, it's your resources, it's your operations, right? I always suggest that you sell the loyalty program to your employees first, right? Right from the CEO to the gatekeeper should be completely convinced about the advantage this program brings to the table for the business. Only then is your program going to be successful, and only then you should go to the customer to sell the program,
Talking about misconceptions, in your opinion, what are those misconceptions that businesses have regarding loyalty programs?
Okay, so I get to somehow answer a lot of them. So the first that is often thrown at me is customers do not want or value a loyalty program, and I agree. Nobody wants a loyalty program, which means that you spend so much and I'll give you so much, and it's a transactional relationship. The more you transact, the more I'll give. Customers want an experience. The data would enable you to tailor make that experience for that customer, which would turn into affinity and which would result into loyalty. It's not the other way around, right? It's not because you have a loyalty program, that's why you will have loyal customers, right? It's about the experience. I cited you the restaurant example, right? It's about the experience the brand wants to give, which will be tailor-made with the power of data. Loyalty allows you to get that insight on your customer, which will turn your customer more affinate about your brand, which will turn into loyalty, right? Second is, and this is why most of the programs fail. Once implemented, the program will run. It's done. We have a loyalty program in place, right? Nobody goes back to see what is it doing, right? Like I said earlier, from the CEO to the security guard should be convinced about what is loyalty bringing to the table. Number one, right? Number two, revisit your program. Okay, 5 years ago, what made sense doesn't make sense now, and today it is, 3 months maybe. Yeah, 3 months. The customer is changing, the ecosystem is changing, the way we shop is changing, the way we experience is changing, right? End of the day, customer is only going to remember the latest experience he had with you. You are as good as his last experience, right? He may be a loyal customer for years. His last experience was bad. Your years of hard work is gone, right? So first of all, revisit your program, look at your program periodically, keep your program agile enough to change. And I found this maximum in retail because the tech investments are so heavy, you cannot change something because you have to change the whole tech, right? So I always advise you to keep your program construct agile, make it open to change, make it multi-channel, right? And it's okay to change your program. You have to revisit your program periodically to involve the current trend, right? So I'll cite you a good example, this from Germany. When the lockdown started, one loyalty program quickly revamped its whole catalog, right? And they removed everything else apart from work from home essentials, medical health checkups, and packages for online education for kids. Yeah, very smart move, right? And that's how open and agile you should be with your program, right? Third, not so much, but some people say that it takes a lot of money and you need a large customer base. We only have a few customers to have a loyalty program. Not so much. I mean, your loyalty program could start with the first customer that walks in. End of the day, you want to understand your customer, you want to understand him better, and you want to create experiences tailor-made for him, and you want to drive a behavior, right? One of the projects in the past that I have experienced was of a certain region in a retail sector. That region used to always fall behind, right? And in competition with other regions. So we went and we did a deep dive into the data, right? And we bifurcated 230 stores into individual units, right? And we said each store, some stores have the problem of new customers. Some stores had the problem of customers spending less. Some stores had the problem of customers falling off the radar. Some had the problem of not having repeat purchases, right? and we targeted each store on its own. How was this possible? Because I'm not commenting on the quality of the loyalty program here. I'm only saying the power of data that can enable you to do stuff here, right? And we addressed each store differently. Each store has a different problem, right? And we were able to pull that region, sustain 3 months of campaigns and communications. We were able to pull that region back to what it was, right? So I am of the belief that the first customer that walks into your campus, you are well equipped to start a loyalty. Right?
Thank you so much for those wonderful inputs on loyalty programs and for being a part of the speaker session for International Strategic Planning Month 2021.
Thanks, Ananya. Pleasure to do it.